Okay, so this is my 1997 Jeep Wrangler TJ. It's an SE model, so it has the Dana 3035 or the Dana 30 and 35, and 2.5 liter four-cylinder engine with an AX5 5-speed manual transmission. It's sitting on a 2-inch lift with 32s, which with the four-cylinder works out perfect because I don't have too much power loss with stock gearing. I'll kind of do a quick little walk around and then go through everything I've done to it. So I've had this Jeep for 7 years. It was, the basic Jeep story. Oh, it's about to storm. Better hurry up. Basic Jeep story. Bought it stock. Actually, I bought it from a used car dealership, and it was going to a junkyard to be parted out because it was in such bad condition. You'll notice this TJ doesn't have any body rust at all. There is one spot I need to address, but there's no body rust on the Jeep, and that's the main reason I bought it. The frame's in pretty good shape, not great shape, but pretty good shape. There's some surface rust, but the interior, when I bought it, there was no interior. It was just a steering wheel and no seats, no carpet. So this is all new. I mean, it was just sitting collecting rain. The top was like half on it. It was torn up. Wasn't in great condition. So more or less fully restored it to what it is now. So one of the first mods I did to it is this bumper. This is a Quadratec QRC, I believe they call it, front bumper. Smittybilt also makes one just like this. I've had this bumper for 6 years, no problems with it. Absolutely love it. The one thing I will say about it is I'm not crazy about the way it looks. I think I would maybe prefer more of a Stinger style, or more of like a tank style bumper. So I'm thinking what I could do is cut these off to make it look a little bit better, and then just weld the ends. But yeah, no complaints with this bumper. Absolutely love it. Would recommend it. I have a set of stock fog lights that I put on here, covered with the some Jeep covers, just because I don't love the way the stock fog lights look. With some KC 6-inch lights. I forget the model name, but they're the basic KC lights. They're not LED, but they're very bright. And then I have a Quadratec 9,000-pound winch. The reason it's undercover is because it's gray. Before I had the black thing going on, I bought the winch, and it would not match the Jeep at all. It has a steel cable as well. If I were to, like I said, I bought this like 7 years ago. If I were to buy a winch now, I would definitely go synthetic and try to do more of a stealthy black winch. But yeah, I've used it quite a bit and no problems with it at all. And then I have some black D-rings down here as well. And then I have, I'm not French. I went to school in France. So I threw a French license plate from my city in front of my Jeep where I went to school as a little souvenir. Because I'm in Michigan, and in Michigan we don't have front license plate laws. So this is completely legal to do and gives the Jeep a nice little unique view, at least if you're in America. And then up here, this is one of the best things I ever did to my TJ. So these are $80 or $90 Amazon lights. I forget the actual name of them. They're like knockoff JW speakers, but they are so bright, super easy to install. By far, like the worst thing about TJs is the stock lighting is so bad. And this is such an easy fix with these lights. And then I took out the trim around the headlight and painted black to match the Jeep a little bit better, because I'm not a big fan of chrome. And then these fenders right here are new. They're a year old, a little dirty. I did just wash it. So my fenders actually started rusting out of me, which is pretty normal for a TJ. So I got new fenders, repainted them, and it looks great. And then when I bought the TJ, I threw on the Bushwhacker flares. Not the Bushwhacker flares, the Bushwhacker fender guards, just to kind of protect the Jeep a little more. And I left them on with the new fenders just because I like the way they look. I could maybe make them a little bit blacker. They're not matching everything else as well. And then also I've been thinking about doing like smoked out signals as well. I think that would match the Jeep pretty well. So I think that's the front of the Jeep. Wait, let's see. Oh, I also have this black hood decal on here just because I have a big old scratch right here somewhere, and just to cover it up, I threw that on it. But I think what I want to do is actually get a hood louver. I think that would help with overheating with the 4-cylinder, trying to push 32-inch tires, especially in the summer. And I think it would look cool as well. So that's one thing that I think I might be doing soon, is a hood louver. And then I threw on these decals on the hood I think the Wrangler Mountain Edition was a trim from, I want to say the 07 JK, and I found these on eBay and just threw them on. I think it looks pretty cool, matches the Jeep as well. There was a TJ Rocky Mountain Edition. This is different. This is for the JK. But yeah, that's the hood of the Jeep. And then get down and talk about the suspension. So, like I said, I'm rocking a 2-inch lift. It's an Old Man Emu. Absolutely amazing lift. Very expensive. I mean, shock springs and steering stabilizer are going to run you about $950. But kid you not, the ride quality with this lift installed is absolutely like 1,000 times better. I was having a lot of problems with bump steer, with the Jeep jumping up in the air. It was really unpredictable driving, especially at higher speeds. I mean, it had 130, 140,000 miles on it at this time. And I don't know if the suspension was changed or not. I assume not. But still, it wasn't driving very well, and I changed it out for this lift, which I actually got like 2.5 inches of lift because I threw on this, I want to say 10 millimeter spacer as well, just to make up for the bumper and the winch and all that, just to fix the rake a little bit because my front was sagging before. But this is by far I was just shocked by the quality of this lift. It is insanely, it is making my Jeep drive insanely well. And then it also has Old Man Emu steering stabilizer. And then with the lift, I did replace control arms. I didn't go adjustable though. I just replaced them with stock ones. Just because these are $190 for a set, and the cheapest adjustable ones you can find are Rough Country for like $700 for TJs. The JK ones are way cheaper, but the TJ ones aren't. So that with the lift really gives it a nice stance, especially like I said with a 2.5 liter. You don't want to go too big of a lift and run too big of tires unless you do regearing. At least for what I use the Jeep for, I do a lot of road trips. It is my daily driver. A lot of tube tracking, sand dunes, so it's important that it drives well for me on the highway, and that's exactly what the lift does and improves the off-road ability of it. So as I said, I'm sitting at a set of 32-inch KO2 32-inch BF Goodrich KO2 tires with rims are Black Mamba off-road wheels, which I absolutely love because they're slimmer than the JK wheels, but they still have the same style and they're black. So it matches the Jeep pretty well. Another thing I forgot to mention is I repainted all the flares satin black to just make it pop a little more, and that's something really easy you can do to just make the Jeep look a lot better. Same as I said with the headlight trim as well, painting that black. There's a lot of little things you can do to touch up your Jeep, make it look a lot better. And then over here I have the KC, the same lights I have in the front, 6-inch KC lights, non-LED mounted to the windshield. So total I have 8 headlights in the Jeep, so I don't have any problems with lights and seeing stuff at night. Painted the step as well. I did say the Jeep was rust free. This was the issue I'm having right now. So it is rusting. I need to get that fixed before it kind of gets out of control. Old Man Emu shocks back here as well. New exhaust put on last year because I was having a lot of exhaust leaks. Makes the Jeep sound a lot better. It's a little more quieter. Back here I have some taillight guards. I used to have a Fire Stick CB mount here with a CB in the Jeep, but I did not use the CB that much, so I took it off. I don't know if I already said this, but I did have a roof rack on the Jeep last week. I took it off last week. I've had it for about a year. It's Mini-Built SRC roof rack. I wasn't crazy about the way it looked. It just made the Jeep really boxy looking. I have a review on my channel if you want to take a look. But I took it off and it makes the Jeep look a lot better. And I wasn't using it that much. Only used it a few times. But it was a good rack for the money. Another thing is, normally you have so this is stock rear bumper. Normally you have the end caps here, the plastic end caps, and I had to take those off to mount the roof rack. And I just left them off because I think the end caps look really silly, especially on the front bumper. If you have a stock TJ bumper, at least a stock front TJ bumper, you should take off the end caps because it makes it look a lot better. Then I just have Amazon fire extinguisher mount, like a Walmart fire extinguisher, just in case. And another thing with the 2-inch lift in 32s is when you lift your TJ and you start doing 3-4 inch lifts, it gets very expensive fast. I mean, if you're trying to run 33s, 35s, the 4-inch lift, 3-inch lift, you have to get a spare tire carrier usually. And 32-inch, the nice thing is you can just use the stock spare tire carrier, so you save money there. Furthermore, if you run 33s, do a 4-inch lift, you usually have to either do a slip yoke eliminator or a transfer case drop. I didn't have to do anything like that. Just threw the lift on and the control arms on. I have no driveline vibrations at all. So that's another benefit of having a smaller lift if you're just thinking about how big of a lift you want to go. And again, especially with the 2.5 liter. So I think that is everything on the outside. And the inside now, as I said, the interior was non-existent when I bought the Jeep. And normally with the moss green TJs, or I want to say green TJs in general, you get the khaki interior. But since I had a green-black theme going on, I went with a black interior, a little bit different. You don't really see this combination on a green Jeep at all, but it looks really good. So I guess one of the first things I did is the roll bar padding was very sun faded. It was like purple. So I spray painted those black. You would not believe how much a pain that was to do. These are impossible to get off. But it makes the Jeep look a lot better. And then this is all new. Well, not new, 7 years old when I got the Jeep. Interior, like I said, black. Just kind of got it from different junkyards and different TJs that people were parting out. It has a bed rug carpet set that was like $110, like a gray black bed rug set. It looks really nice. And then I have some Quadratec floor liners. If you have a Jeep, you need to get floor liners. These are amazing. They help clean the Jeep. They make cleaning the Jeep so much easier. And then I have a set of Best Top seats. These are great. I have a rear seat as well, but I actually just took it out for the first time since I've owned the Jeep last week because I'm doing a road trip and want some more space. And then the Quadratec floor liners are back here as well. And then that's my recovery kit and some tools as well, followed by a tarp just because sometimes I'm too lazy to throw on the soft top. If I just see it's going to rain, I'll just throw a tarp over the Jeep if I'm camping or something. So that's why I keep that in there. And then, by the way, I have a Quadratec soft top. I think it's called their Quadratop. I don't remember. I got it when I got the Jeep, so it's quite old. I also have a set of half doors, and I just got a set of full doors I need to repaint because I've been wanting full doors for a while. But normally in the summer, like I said, I'm in Michigan, so our summers are a little shorter, but I would say May, June to September, the Jeep runs like this without doors. Like I said, it's my daily driver too. So this, like I said, this is an SE, and with an SE, normally you have a really basic interior. So this is not an SE. I want to say the steering wheel came from an X or a Sport because it has the adjustable steering wheel, which is you don't have in an SE Jeep. Also, in an SE Jeep, you don't get this center storage console. You just have the brake that looks really ugly going to the floor and cup holders, and that's it. So I have this, which is really nice. And then, like I said, 5-speed manual transmission. These are my lights, or my switches for lights. And then that is about it. This is a little change holder. I'm a big tennis nut. I just cut it. I just cut a tennis ball and put a bunch of change in there. And then this is something I bought on Amazon just for more storage. Because normally I don't like throwing my wallet and phone here. I'm just afraid that it's gonna fall through here or something. Or if I have somebody else in the Jeep too, we can put stuff in here, and the seat is still able to go forward. No issues at all. I have a Kenwood head unit. Works perfectly, has Bluetooth. I used to have a Sony, but I traded out for this because I wanted Bluetooth. And it actually has a mic, which you wouldn't think I'd be able to use a mic in a doorless and topless Jeep, especially going like 35, 45 miles an hour. But people don't have issues hearing me somehow. I have more problems hearing them than they do hearing me. So this actually works really well. Jeep doesn't have AC. Like I said, it's an SE. I'm not actually sure if all SEs have AC. I think it was an option. But besides that, everything else is stock. I have some bars I got here from when I ordered something from Quadratec. And then, was that it? Oh, I have this as well. This is amazing. It's called the Vic Seed. It just mounts right here on the whatchamacallit, the air, you know what I'm saying. I can't think of the word. The vent. And it's very stable. I throw my phone on here all the time. And it's kind of hard to find a good one for TJ, but I would definitely recommend this one. It works very well. So that is my TJ in a nutshell. I'm sure there's some stuff I forgot. I've done so much this Jeep that I really can't remember. Oh, speaking of, I also have a Novak shifter linkage for the transfer case for four-wheel drive. Because when I bought the Jeep, we were having some problems with four-wheel drive. So I had that changed, and it makes it shift a lot smoother now. So yeah, that's the Jeep in a nutshell. 97 TJ moss green. They only made the moss green TJs 97 and 98, maybe 99, and then they made them in 04 and 05 as well. It's a really dark green color, and looks really good. But yeah, that's my TJ in a nutshell.